This is Brett Waltemath of Star Watch Media here at the red carpet premiere of The Employer, starring Malcolm McDowell. Brett Waltemath of Star Watch Media. It's a pleasure to speak with you. For starters, can you please discuss The Employer with us, a little bit about the film?
Well, The Employer, you know, the thing that I found fascinating about the movie and that I happened to love about the script when I received it was it really exposes what the corporate world's all about and how nasty and scummy it can be. Whether they go to some of these degrees, I'm not quite sure, but from what we read in the news, sometimes you wonder. And there's I think some great creepy elements about it. Those creepy elements are really brought to the surface by Malcolm McDowell, because Malcolm is incredible. He's incredible at playing creepy just to the fullest, or if you want just a little, he can do it. And so it works. And that's why I liked it. That's why I got involved with it. That's why we got Malcolm involved with it, and it worked. And I'm very happy with it. I've seen an earlier cut, which I was happy with, and they had a lot of little tweaks that they were going to do to make it even better. So I'm looking forward to seeing it tonight.
In your opinion, what makes Mr. McDowell such a great actor at playing immoral characters and villains? What do you think makes him so great at playing that character?
Well, number one, he's a good actor. I mean, that's the first thing. He's incredible. But, you know, Malcolm has a way of being able to take a script and he just makes it work. He makes it work. He can take a script that's dull and makes it work. I've seen him do it for years. We've had a very close working relationship for a long time. So, as his friend, as his manager, as his partner on projects like this. So, I've seen him take very dull things, turn them into great things, and it's the magic of Malcolm McDowell. It really is. Long overdue honor. He's finally getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame next week. Long overdue. So, you know, it's great to see something like this happen, and then for this project to be, you know, coming out, we'll see when, but screening right before his star, and the American Cinematheque is doing some great things to honoring that same weekend, showing a whole history of his films. It's going to be great.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this was Frank Merle's first directorial debut with a feature film. What was that experience like for him?
For Frank, I think it was a good experience for him. I was impressed with him. I thought for his first time directing this, and I pulled him aside and said, do you really, can you do this? Can you do this? Do you really feel you can do this? Because Frank came from a very theater background. He had always directed theater, never a motion picture. And so he was anxious, and sometimes you can be too anxious, and he seemed to pull it off. Malcolm enjoyed every moment of working with him. Frank has a way of being able to work with his actors in a way that only you see sometimes in theater-trained directors. You know, he has a way of really working with them, and so I think he did an incredible job. I'm very impressed with him, and I'd be happy to work with him again.
I'll do two more quick questions. First of all, as far as the script goes, do you feel that there's a lot of irony behind this story, considering the current American economy and the lack of jobs, and just how difficult it is for people to get jobs currently, and this story kind of taking it almost to the extreme of what people are willing to do to get the needed position? Do you feel there's irony behind that, considering the time?
Yeah, well, in a way there is. Yeah, you've got people, crime is at an all-time high for people who normally would never do it. But it also, again, shows you how sneaky and slimy the corporate world can be. And that you've got the corporate world, their CEOs are being paid hundreds of millions of dollars. They're being paid severance fees of $80 million just to leave. And you go, how does this happen? And it's because their friends who are on the board put them in those positions and vote on giving them those severance packages.
All politics.
And it's all politics, and it's all who you know, and this movie touches upon some of that in a way that's, I think, very nice. And you know, the thing is, when you see this movie, you never really get to see who Malcolm's bosses are, but you know that he's very high up in the chain, you know, and everyone's expendable, you know, that's just the way it is. But that's the corporate world.
Other upcoming projects for you, sir?
I have a few. I have the project with Malcolm that we're working on now in Scotland called The Monster Butler. And then we have a project that I've optioned for 4 years called Lullaby, which is an incredibly beautifully written script by a writer named Edward Romero. It's a thriller, and it's just beautiful, and I won't say any more than that, but it's really good. And I have a couple of projects in development right now, and so there's a few really good things in the works. I'm really happy to say.
Thank you for the time, sir. Enjoy the screening.